Hey! Chin Gang sighed long, and said, "You have harmed Mr. Wade. Now the Wu family has found it. They are summoning all of Orus Hill's clever families, and are inquiring about Mr. Wade." Huh? Ao Shui panicked and blurted out, "Dad, shouldn't the Wu family be troubled with Mr. Wade?" Chin Gang said, "The Wu family wants Mr. Wade's life." Ao Shui cried anxiously all of a sudden, and said hurriedly, "Dad, this incident was caused by me. Can you tell the Wu family and just say that Wu Qi is my victim? I don't want to involve Mr. Wade because of me." "Are you stupid?" Chin Gang sighed. Which is such a reasonable person in the Wu family? Since Wu Qi went crazy through the hands of Mr. Wade, then the Wu family would definitely not let Mr. Wade go. If they knew it was you who found Mr. Wade, then they will only want to get rid of you and Mr. Wade. What should I do then? Ao Shui cried and said, "Dad, I really didn't mean to cause trouble to Mr. Wade. Mr. Wade is not in danger, right?" Chin Gang said, "The Wu family hasn't found out that it is Mr. Wade yet, but you have to make it clear to me. Who knows about this?" Ao Shui said, "Only I and Mr. Wade know." "Only you two?" Chin Gang asked puzzledly. "Where's your girlfriend? Doesn't she know?" Ao Shui said, "It's very strange that she didn't remember Mr. Wade at all. When she recalled this incident, she didn't remember the existence of Mr. Wade at all. She just remembered that she suddenly seemed to have an epiphany. She must live well and serve the society and contribute to it." Chin Gang couldn't help sighing. Mr. Wade's methods are really superb. Not only Wu Qi can't remember him afterwards, but girlfriend can't remember him as well. Speaking of this, Chin Gang said again, "This way, I feel relieved, but you must remember not to talk about this to other people. Do you understand?" Ao Shui hurriedly said, "Dad, I understand." "Yeah." Chin Gang exhorted, "In order to prevent trouble to Mr. Wade, you have taken it with you in school during this period of time. Don't contact Mr. Wade to avoid being discovered about this relationship. Do you understand?" Ao Shui felt a little disappointed and sad when she heard her father say not to let her contact Mr. Wade. But then she thought about it. This is also to prevent causing trouble for Mr. Wade, so she agreed and said, "Dad, I know, don't worry, I will be obedient." "Yeah." Chin Gang relieved his heart and said, "Okay, let's do this first. Dad is still okay." After speaking, he hung up the phone. As soon as the phone hung up, Solomon White hurriedly asked, "Old Chin, Wu Qi, is it really the work of Mr. Wade?" Chin Gang nodded with a serious expression, then looked at Orville, and said seriously, "Mr. Orville, really you analyze it right." Orville said, "Do we want to talk to Mr. Wade? Let him be prepared and also be prepared?" "Of course." Chin Gang hurriedly said, "Not only must we clarify these things, we also have to show our attitude. Otherwise, if Mr. Wade knows that we are eating with Regnar, but it will also be even more troublesome if we misunderstand that we are standing in line with Regnar." As he said, Chin Gang sighed and said, "If I knew that the Wu family and his son wanted to deal with Mr. Wade and beat him to death, so I won't come to this dinner." "Yeah." Orville cursed, "I also think that the Wu family is also the first family in the south of the Yangtze River. Since I am hosting a banquet in my mansion, I must be considerate, but I never expected that this pair of dogs and sons wanted to deal with Mr. Wade. If I knew this earlier, I would rather offend the Wu family than let him host a banquet in my classic mansion, especially the diamond box that Mr. Wade sat in." Solomon White blurted out, "The three of us have had the chance of Mr. Wade. The magic medicine that Mr. Wade gave me is still stored next to my body. Therefore, the three of us must be dedicated to Mr. Wade's. The top priority now is to follow Wade." Orville explained clearly, "We must let Mr. Wade know our attitude." Chin Gang nodded and said, "Well, then, I will call Mr. Wade." Charlie had just eaten dinner at this time and was in the kitchen packing the dishes. When Chin Gang called him, he pressed the answer and asked, "Ms. Chin?" Chin Gang hurriedly replied, "Mr. Wade, there is something I have discussed with President White and Mr. Orville, and I think I want to report it to you." Charlie smiled indifferently, and said, "If you have anything, just say it directly, don't be so polite with me." Chin Gang hurriedly said, "Okay, Mr. Wade, then I'll just say it straight." Today, Regnar from the Wu family and Suzhou hosted a banquet for some local family leaders, including me, Solomon White, and Mr. Orville. He ordered some things about us. We feel that these things are a little bit wrong, so we decided to report to you. Hearing that it was a treat by the Wu family, Charlie asked, "Why did the Wu family look for you?" Chin Gang explained. Wu Qi of the Wu family had something wrong some time ago. The Wu family is looking for clues everywhere, trying to dig out the black hand behind the scenes. I called Aushwei just now, and she confessed to me. Now the Wu family is thinking to find you. Charlie smiled indifferently and said, "Wu Qi's things are indeed what I did. The main reason is that I couldn't tolerate that kid's behavior. It's okay to fall in love with girls, but it's unforgivable to play with others deliberately and even hurt others. So I taught him a little lesson, at least so that he can no longer hurt others in the future." Chin Gang's expression instantly shrank. Not surprised at what Charlie did, but surprised at Charlie's confession and directness. It seems that in Charlie's eyes, turning the second son of the Wu family into a feces-swallowing beast is no different from pinching an ant, and there is no need to worry about the consequences. He couldn't help wondering, how confident is Mr. Wade? Even when facing the Wu family, he didn't care at all?